identification and taxonomy for it, then
Okay, full wide.
when I review these videos back at my office, then I'll know what to call it with better confidence than just bamboo coral.
And you got a great explanation earlier today of
What did you see? There's a big shark or fish in Argus
Yeah.
View, but outside of
I think it's up
Hercules.
too high for
Oh,
me.
really?
There you go.
Phantom.
So my instinct is to start being more long on the contours. But you guys think we should still keep going at 060 or 075? I trust your judgment.
I think the 7.5 is still good for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What do you mean by long on the contours?
Like I would just track almost completely parallel to this set of contours, which is like 057.
Looks like we're checking in a little bit there still.
Okay.
So yeah, another 7.5, and then maybe it'll flatten out.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more and you should be on that track, I think.
Bridge nav. Another step, same bearing, please.
So do you think this is, has this always been underwater, or do you think that at one time this was dry land?
We're looking for a geologist.
Yeah.
Guy, wake up.
I can tell you that the main feature of Cordell Bank Sanctuary is Cordell Bank, and at one time that was part of the Sierra Nevada chain. So yes, that was above sea level.
Which is what? How far underwater?
Currently, the shallowest part of Cordell Bank is about 112 feet. And so it is, the Farallon Islands are in the same chain. And the Farallon Islands are still above water.
Well, like last year when we went to the Channel Islands, we were looking at the submerged shorelines, paleo shorelines, and I guess a long time ago, the Channel Islands were all connected. It was one big kind of landmass. So I'm wondering if, like, some of this was exposed as well.
Yeah, and most likely.
Thank you.
Ancient seabeds or rivers. We need Guy awake at all times to answer these geology questions.
Yeah.
You'd be thrilled with that.
Yeah.
I will say this rock definitely looks different than the bedrock he claimed yesterday.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I think this is more sedimentary. I don't know what this is. Oh, interesting. Can you see those really faint strings coming off of this coral?
Yeah.
I think it's like it's mucus. Oh, something crawling on it? Is there a sea spider on it?
It looks like
yeah,
it.
I
Yeah,
think
the
so.
picnic going out there.
So maybe that's why it's angry. It's expelling some ooze to get. It's.
Is that
There's a lot
pink
going on.
thing also one of those anemones, or the one that looks like a clam shell that's just up?
Whoa, that's a great shot.
Oh, that.
that
That
is.
is. That's a clam.
It is?
That's a clam.
That's what they look like when they're
Oh, yeah.
That's so much more exciting than
It is fun to see it open.
It's very cool.
Okay, truck along here. Full wide.
Bridge nav. Another step, please, same bearing.
It is interesting to see those little lines of snot or mucus or whatever it is.
Lines.
Maybe he just has a cold. But
What type of coral was that?
That was a bamboo coral.
That was also bamboo.
Oh yeah, our viewers were curious. Why are bamboo corals called bamboo corals again?
Okay, so if the structure of the coral, if you were to remove all of those fleshy pink polyps, looks like bamboo, the plant, because it has different regions. Primarily the coral is made out of calcium or carbonate, so that's the white part, and in between that are these black bands, which are hence the bamboo part. The black bands are made out of a more, they're called nodes, and that material is similar to like what our fingernails are made out of.
Huh.
So it's really what the skeleton looks like under all the polyps that gives it that bamboo look. And what's interesting about bamboo corals is that they are very similar to the way trees tell us their age. They develop rings in their skeleton that can be aged. So they have the ring structure like you can age certain types of trees. And they also record
Jellyfish.
in their nodes just different characteristics of the ocean in terms of carbonate and the types of foods they've been eating.
It's very dark and dangerous looking jellyfish.
Oh, neat.
Zoom in video.
Oh. Jelly, right?
Wow.
Yes.
Looks like it, yeah.
He's a mean jelly.
It's getting ready for Halloween, actually.
Halloween, yeah.
All right, full light.
I might want to come up a little. I'm going to hold off at this step.
Yeah, we can come up.
So we just passed the 2F target.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Just follow these contours.
Are we at the bottom of the canyon?
Looking a
Pretty
little better.
close to it?
Yeah.
Well, based on these contours,
Well,
it looks
better.
like we're kind of in the middle of it. But it does look like there's mud below.
It does flatten out maybe 60 meters, a little less down, so that I don't know if we're getting that in the view or not.
Yeah, maybe we could, I'm looking at where the center of the ship is in Hyde Pack. Like, do you think it makes sense to target those bands of contours? Or
So-
are we yeah, like what you're pointing, that trajectory, or we're kind of on track to do that?
Or a bit lower.
Yeah.
We can bring it up a bit. Are you guys okay with that?
What are you going
Instead of having her down here, maybe up around here, like where the ship is.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, want to try that for sure.
So I'll just kind of move us up to the. It's gonna bring us into the wall. Up to the northeast, like 030. Yes, no.
Let us get a little bit of. If we're going to do that, let us pick up. And then you can bring us in.
Okay.
Just going to come up a bit, Jess, and give us like 40 meters off.
Sure thing.
We'll get us started on it anyway.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's kind of different here. I see it goes around a big outcrop.
Oh, there's something.
Yeah, around the side there. So I'm trying to think about where
There's
that
a
is in
settle.
here. Yeah.
Oh, what's that? Oh, so Doug from Texas is just joining us, and he's curious, why are we sticking to like these vertical slopes and walls?
These rock substrates with high slope are usually favorable habitat for deep sea corals and sponges, which is our main taxa of interest. And they're also just provide us a little more excitement than mud.
What?
So, and they're just really cool to look at, even if we don't have lots of animals on them. Down below the lasers, that white
Argus is just getting past that
thing,
now,
that's
right?
a sponge.
Yeah.
You should be able
Looks
to
like
go
there's
in
a
there.
really large
Maybe.
fish on the left of Hercules.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks like that thing's about 80 meters though ahead.
Yeah. Well, we're far enough out on that side now. Just go in pretty much due north, right?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, give us a 20 meters due north, Aaron.
Okay.
Is that, sometimes that stuff, yeah, you don't get that on high pack, right?
That
No.
really subtle
Yeah.
That subtle
granulations.
relief right here.
There's the tiniest bump in the contours that gives an indication, but not really.
Yeah.
Bridge nav. I have a 20-meter step bearing 000.
So these stars to the right of the lasers, those are the other morphology of Brisingid. So we saw the one that was
Zoom in there, video.
a little more lanky.
And they're brittle stars?
Brisingids.
Oh, Brisingid.
So it was just the other morphology of them.
That's the one that's down below the sponge we're looking at right now?
It was above the lasers, now it's out of view, but
Okay, full wide, I'll come up to him.
there they are. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and then there's a little sun star, the white one, below the lasers.
And zoom in again.
Large picnic going out there too.
Wow, those are cool.
They're really cool.
It's a nice shot.
It's like some wallpaper for your computer screen.
Yeah.
And the little white sticks, or pipe, we call them pipe cleaners, those are actually a type of sponge. So you can see a few of them behind the Brisingid up to the right.
They look tough.
Yeah.
Like tough, like chewy, like a snake, or like they're gonna beat you up?
Trouble. Full wide, please.
So you're saying you don't want to meet a gang of those in a dark canyon?
Working out.
late at night, huh?
Oh, let's check out, there's a
Yeah.
coral.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we can do a couple more steps in here, hey Jess?
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah,
coming
we're
in.
pretty clear now.
Yep. All right. Bridge nav. Another step, same bearing, please. Feels dangerous. Oh.
So, zoom in, please.
Yeah, that was beautiful corals.
So this is another type of primnoid coral, and this one is called Peristanella. And it has a lot of associated invertebrates on it, brittle stars and crinoids.
Yeah, I'll come down and give you a little scope so you can get a better shot.
Okay.
Are these related to black corals?
They're not, no. These are octocorals, where black corals are in their own separate
Right.
subclass. And that has to do with how many polyps they have. He's waving. Hello.
Okay, come wide.
We have some sponges.
You mean to turn to face you, or are you gonna work your way? Never mind.
Yep, come
That's a
around.
very cool wall.
I was going to say the same thing. It's a really cool wall.
That is a cool wall. We have no indication of that coolness in our maps.
Lucky as we found it. Wow. It's a funny sponge coming up.
It almost looks like a big giant nudibranch, like a Dorid nudibranch.
Yes, you're right. So sponges are very hard to tell apart. So often they're categorized just by their general morphology. So very simple terms like barrel sponge, shelf sponge, vase sponge. I'd be interested in looking at that nubby one that just kind of went out of screen.
Yeah, you're gonna go back down. I just wanted to
Okay, thank you.
peek over there. See what I'm getting myself into.
Yes.
Still in.
So I was talking with
Hold
Gary
off 1 second.
earlier,
Maybe hold
and
off a quick sec.
Okay.
and he was saying that deep sea sponges actually have spicules that make up their structure, and they're made out of glass. And whereas
Okay, zoom in there,
sponges that
video.
are higher up are actually have spicules that are calcium carbonate.
Yes, that's right.
And so these are that way too, right?
Yes, these are glass
Pretty
sponges.
cool.
Beautiful.
That's a really nice shot.
I'm trying to figure out how it's attached to the wall. Is it those like separate
Yeah, those little like
legs? Oh, very neat.
All right, come wide.
So Herc, just so I know in the future, this kind of habitat, is it impossible to make collections on?
It's not impossible, it's difficult.
Yeah. So it's got to be really worth it. Okay.
I think, Jess, you want to push into the wall another move?
Yeah, let's do it now.
Ready?
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron.
Bridge nav. Another step, same bearing.
Interesting. This
Nice.
rock looks
That's
different.
cool.
It looks like it broke off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Or it's not getting the settling of the sediment on it. Yeah.
It reminds me of mudstone, like that you see on the beaches, like at Davenport.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're north, we're almost like 60 meters off it, aren't we? 50?
Yeah, well, I'm at 315 now, so north will take us a little bit to the right. It's just gonna take us about 60 meters to get to that contour.
Yeah. Let's go in another 20 meters north there. And according to this, pretty much straight shot across that once we get out of this little funny corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Erin.
Sorry. So, yeah, once we get to a position on this wall that we feel is good, we can start tracking along towards 2G. 2G is up a bit higher, probably 50 meters upslope from where we are. So depending on what looks promising, we can move up there or stay where we are, whatever you guys like.
Okay.
Zoom in there, video.
Got a crab?
Yeah.
Hanging on the wall.
Oh, full wide. Sorry, just on the end of my tether there.
Probably boil one more in if you want, Erin.
Okay. Bridge nav.
Yeah.
Another step, please. Same bearing.
So let's do your porch for a moment.
Roger.
Science team, do we have any idea if any of this has been formed by earthquakes, or maybe even when the last earthquake was out here? Do we have any way of knowing that?
I would have a hunch that any earthquakes could cause disturbance down here, and maybe could be a cause of why some of the rocks break off of these rock walls. The Cordell Bank office is located in Point Reyes, which is on an active fault line, the San Andreas fault line. And so while I worked out there for a few years, we would feel little shakes quite frequently. But in terms of like a really, really large earthquake, that for this area, what was the big one, Sage? Alta?
Loma Prieta?
Loma Prieta.
That was
Yeah.
way back in
1998?
84, right?
Has there been a bigger one since then?
Zoom in
No.
there, video.
We're due, unfortunately.
Well, we've been getting some pretty good ones, like down in Southern California. So.
Yeah, Southern California you guys have.
But this area is so active that all the time.
Okay,
Sometimes
full wide.
I look up on the
Get out
USGS
ahead
site.
Mm.
Have you felt it, or did you feel it? That
Right,
website,
yeah.
and you see that there are just little burps happening all the time.
That's good, actually.
Yes, that's to relieve the pressure.
Oh, yeah, that's one of those, would you, something like a sharp nose? Is that what
Flat
that is?
nose?
Flat nose, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Video, zoom in.
But he does kind of have a sharp nose. You're right. Misnamed to be flat. Maybe it's flat dorsally.
It's not nearly as
No.
entertaining as the other fish.
Oh, no.
I was hoping this one would spin.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay,
Finishing
full
up that.
wide.
More in? Yeah. Bridge nav.
Well, you're right at 20 meters now, are you? What's your heading?
Are we gonna, I think they
stand
want to
by.
go up to a higher contour though, so we'll just have to increase our altitude
Yeah.
if you feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, well, we can, but I wouldn't call the ship moving for 20 meters when you're just 20 meters off it.
Yeah,
Know what I'm saying?
I feel it. Should we we come up and give ourselves 40 and then do a ship move.
Can start moving sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
There's good stuff at this depth, right? On this wall here.
Whoa.
Alright, so
Big shadow. What's that?
080, sounding good?
Actually, stand by.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come up a bit anyway. We're a bit too close here.
Yeah.
That looks like an eel pout in the distance, yeah?
Oh, that's the one going off screen now?
Mhm.
That's a grenadier.
Oh, that was a grenadier.
The eel pouts don't, they're usually more, there are pelagic eel pouts, but they don't have that really tall dorsal fin like you see on the grenadiers.
Wow, it's sharp.
Wow,
is sharp.
this is so cool.
Looks like there's a bit of underhung stuff.
Pretty neat.
Oh,
Wow.
what's that?
Whoa.
The abyss.
Interesting.
Kind of a cool shot. It really is.
Yeah, I got a couple pictures.
Those little purple guys are like the mascot for this dive. I know what they are.
Just you name that. All right. We'll find out what they are.
Continuing to come up.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
Aaron.
coming up.
An
Oh,
octopus.
Oh yeah, cool.
Oh.
I'll keep going up, Jess. Zoom in a little on the octopus.
Are we seeing the same
Just,
species?
we don't
of
have
octopus?
time to hang around, but I'll just cruise by him.
So cool.
Yes, I believe this is that same
All right,
species, the
coming up.
grenladone.
Yeah, I'm getting close now again.
Yeah.
Looks like it is a bit of an overhang. I'm at 15 off. Doesn't look like it's getting any better.
Oh, keep coming up.
Does look a bit overhung in the top of your screen.
Maybe try pulling the ship
Yeah, move the
other
ship
way.
south.
South, sure.
Might actually want to drop Argus instead of coming up.
Let's see
What
what
do you think,
happens
Mike?
here.
Should I see Silky coming up then?
Bridge
Yeah.
nav. Can I have a 10-meter
Shit.
step bearing 180?
I think we should drop. What do you think?
Yep.
Coming down.
All right, so just 10 meters, 180. I can
Do
keep stepping
20,
back.
I'd say.
20 meters.
Yeah,
Bridge
20 meter
nav?
step.
Can you make that a 20-meter step, please? Thank you.
Going down.
Yep, that's a wall.
Yep.
Okay, keep coming down.
Coming down.
Do it now.
Keep going down.
Yeah, turn away from that.
Roger. Coming around.
I'm just gonna pull.
Yeah, you're right. We're on. I think we're up. Yeah, right? Didn't we pick? Yeah.
You might get swung around again, Jess, so I'm gonna pull Harriet out. So
Yeah, sure thing.
Do you want me to aggressively step it back out?
Yeah, actually do one more aggressive step back towards.
Bridge nav. Another step, same bearing. Thank you.
Did an overhang sneak up on you guys?
yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
pulling you away from it a little bit.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, it's dicey flying around here for sure. Oh, it's looking a little bit better.
Right now at 20 meters.
Yeah. And the ship's moved it. Okay, we're good. I'm gonna flip back around and get under him. We'll
Roger that.
figure it out.
There we go.
Nice pull away. I'm gonna hold this step though, Mike, for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, let me get back out in front of you and we'll get situated.
Okay.
You can come up if you, so you're coming up if you'll make more distance.
I might actually get a little closer to come up.
Ship slid back a fair bit too.
True thing. Hey Aaron, can you pass me the sonar, please?
Yeah.
I'm gonna increase the scan speed just for now.
In a flyer.
Sorry.
You could try talking me through that too, if it would be helpful.
Yeah, I'll actually show you the controls in a offliner or something like this.
Okay.
All right.
Starting to pick up little something.
Yeah. Anyone?
That was a
face
team
that
before
wall
that
again,
went by.
Jess?
Yeah.
And try and creep up it.
Yeah, I'll come around now. I might actually... Alright, I'm about flush with it now.
Yeah, I want to get oriented out in front of you and then try and creep up this. I just want to see what's going on with this. If it's really like a severe overhang, I don't want to be rubbing the cable on it.
Sure thing.
Okay, yeah, come up.
Roger, coming up.
Sorry, signs, just let us figure this out for a minute here.
No worries.
Amazing features.
Yeah, it's a great wall.
Mhm.
A way long time ago, one of you guys were saying it about it being a box canyon, or the name box canyon. When you're zoomed out, it really is a very squared off shape.
Yeah. And I believe that's the only reason it's called that.
It's a good enough reason. I like descriptive names.
Erin, can you look and see how far across the canyon is? Can you measure that?
Oh yeah, zoom out. It's just a lot of zooming out, so stand by.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh no, we're fine. We're just getting situated. I could play with iPad.
Wow.
It's big.
Huge.
It's kind of base of wall to base of wall.
I don't think it's going to come out at us anymore. It's just
No, I think that's
Oh,
it.
1.5
Steep wall.
kilometers.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
It's nice to see the progress we've made.
Yeah, we have made some progress. Sometimes you're not so sure, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When
It's
we're
so
clicking
zoomed
along.
in.
We're definitely chugging along.
You want to go any more up, or are we good here?
I don't really see the point.
Okay.
It's,
How
can
we
move
feeling?
at what, about 75?
All right, start sideways.
I'd agree.
That seems good. 20-meter steps okay?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Bridge nav. Can I have a 20-meter step bearing 075? Thank you.
I see something white in the distance.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a
What's
nice
it going to
sponge.
be? A sponge. The craziest
I
rock.
know it wasn't your sanctuary, but did you guys see the Spongetopia pictures from last year?
No.
Where was that? Do you remember? They landed Herc like right in the middle of the sponge
Oh,
garden.
yeah.
It's spectacularly
Oh,
beautiful.
I think I do
Remember
recall
that
seeing
was-
those photos.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
I think
I
that was up
bet.
in, was it up in Canada though? Was that 2 years ago?
It might have been.
That's right. Up north, there's just
zoom in,
these
please.
these glass sponge
Yeah.
gardens.
And they were huge too.
Yeah.
Like
You
Herc
could
size.
almost sit inside them.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
Oh, this is such a neat sponge. This one's on my wish list, but I know this is probably not the spot to collect a sponge from.
You
We
want
can always try.
That's what I like to hear.
me to hold?
Now, how would we get it? You want the whole thing?
Well, or just rip some off. It sounds like the slurp isn't working, so
No.
it'd
No.
have to be a grab and stuff in a box.
Sure thing.
Full wide video? Let's get a better look at what's around us here. There was another nice sponge on top of it, I thought. I saw a part of something.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh, wow. It's pretty.
Wow.
Okay, so you think you want to sample this one?
The nubby one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that
Just
one
see.
keeps coming up in my videos.
You want me to stop the ship?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Bridge nav. Hold position.
Is there anything floaty in the tool tray boxes? Lambda and Omega?
Yeah, I think we have some coral and sponge in Lambda and in Omega. Let me just check. What do we have in that one?
So where would we put this thing?
Hang on, I just need a second. Yeah, so they both have like corals, the forward bio boxes. We do have a 2 empty boxes on the starboard side. Starboard F and D would, if it's a small chunk, we could probably put it in starboard D.
You just want to tear off a piece of it, or you?
Yeah, let's just take a piece of it. And as long as it doesn't go in a box with another sponge, that should be okay. Because these spicules for the glass sponges can get mixed up if there are multiple sponge species.
So can it go with the coral?
Right, Jess,
Yeah, it could go with the coral.
Try and get a piece on the fly here.
Yeah, let's do it.
We could put it in BioBox Omega if that's easier for Herc, if it's easier for you.
Yeah, we can put it in any of them, whatever suits you.
Yeah, it can go in BioBox B then.
Jess, I'm just going to
Right.
steal
Sorry,
this camera
Omega.
for a minute.
Sure thing.
See what I'm doing here.
I'll hold off so I don't get in your way. Get you back your porch. So Omega is the verdict?
Yes.
Roger.
I think I'll just try and hold here.
Roger that.
Can you drive the arm out with the
Yeah,
the bubble camera?
I can use bubble. Oof, look at that kick. All right. So how would you like this haircut?
Down the middle.
Down the middle.
Really what you could do.
Sure thing. So maybe something along the lines of this lip here.
Sure.
Okay. How about this? Does this look like a good grab to you?
I think so. Would it get some of those little projections that are
You need to
above?
go in a bit more.
Something angled more like this for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely, yes.
Might be a big grab, but
Do a little twist.
Oh, well done.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
The haircut.
look at that haircut.
Excellent.
Nice shot.
Nice. All right, I'm just going to back up off of here for a minute.
Roger that. Do you guys want a picture of this before?
Sure.
Yes.
All right, video, go ahead and zoom in a bit there on my claw there. It's a great view. That's wonderful, thank you. Insulation.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah,
does look
really.
like insulation.
Really
I'm going
does.
to take one more image. Okay.
And so if you were to touch this, it actually does feel like insulation. It is itchy.
Oh, really?
Because those glass,
spicules.
those vast spicules.
You good
Alright,
there,
video.
Science?
Yep.
Yes, great.
Go ahead and come full wide, please, video. So, Omega. Nice.
Okay, tool tray out.
Roger that.
Oh.
It's going to go in with some coral.
That's totally okay. That's a nice piece.
Let's actually angle it this way a bit more. Data, what sample are we at?
We're in sample 15.
Alright. Stay floaty bits. Okay. Just gonna angle up a bit on the wrist.
Nice.
Wow, beautifully done.
Excellent. So stay in there.
I'm not hitting OK till it's close.
Oh, nice. There you go. Polite golf
Alright.
clap.
Mike.
Excellent.
Good
Thank
job.
you.
We don't know what type of sponge that is.
No, I would just call it, it's a vase sponge, which has these, a very scientific term, you just call it like nubby exterior.
Yeah.
Alright, ready to go?
Thank you.
Almost, not
Yeah,
quite.
let's see here. What direction are we going to go in?
I was going to bring it back to 075. That's what we kind of were doing. But happy to change it.
Yeah, do one at that.
Okay. Jess, you ready?
Yeah, let's kick it.
Bridge nav. We get a 20-meter step bearing 075, please.
Oh, there's a question. Did we want a water sample here?
We want to take water samples where there are corals nearby. So I haven't seen too many corals in the area. So we have 2 more Niskins, is that right, Data? I know you'd already told me.
Looks like there's 2 left unfired.
Yeah.
2, okay.
You've
So
got 2 Niskins.
So the goal is we'll do one where there are corals, and I think we still need the control Niskin, which is an area without corals. So we
I
can
don't
keep
even know what to do with that.
we can keep that in mind.
What are you going to do with that? Are you just going to go out around?
The little hooky part?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to
Probably come up.
Can you tell
see what
Magda
that
if
looks
they
like.
did a control Niskin? Would it say in the Niskins if it was a control?
It's just a little notch. We might just go right by that.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not really
Okay.
getting anything picked
Thanks.
up in
No,
ours.
no, you take your time. No rush.
So what are you guys looking for when you take a water sample? Are you looking for temperature, like water chemistry parameters, or is there more than that?
The Niskin water samples have 2 purposes. One purpose is for eDNA, which stands for environmental DNA, and that is used by a researcher with the National Marine Fisheries Service. And what she's interested in is looking at trying to understand if there are coral cells, just like how we, slough off our skin, corals can lose their cells in the water column. And she has the ability to filter the water to extract the environmental DNA and then run those assays to map the genetics or genomics of it. So that's one purpose of the water samples, is for environmental DNA. And then the other purpose is for carbonate chemistry. for a researcher with the Bodega Marine Lab, which is a part of UC Davis. And so she's interested in dissolved let me look it up. She's interested in essentially what she's trying to get to is questions about ocean acidification and how much a dissolved carbonate is in the water. Because ocean acidification does impact how these corals
zoom in their video
with calcareous structures, how they're able to form.
And that's by
bubblegum crab.
if there's not as much
Is that
calcium
a real name?
available.
No.
I buy it.
Wow.
That's right. So if there was less calcium in the water, then these organisms that rely on calcium for building their structures would have a harder time growing and surviving.
080?
He's really waving his antenna around.
Yeah.
Seems like we're getting a little bit far away from it, eh? Full wide video?
Yeah, looks like it. We can probably do a 070 then.
070?
Try 070.
Okay. Bridge nav. I have another step bearing 070.
So, okay, then we don't have a controlled listing.
Okay, thank you. I'm wondering, this could be a good spot for the control since I haven't seen corals in a while. Herc, is it possible to pull a Niskin, or are you in a move?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, you can keep going. I think I even left the porch light on. Yep.
So the purpose of this Niskin is just to have some a water sample without any corals nearby. So that's why it's called a control. Where the others were taken purposefully nearby corals.
And that's just to see what difference there is in the water chemistry in those two, when corals are present and when they're not present.
Exactly.
So we've got 10 and 11 available.
Are you racked back by any chance there, Mike?
I'm racked back. Is the camera full wide video? All right.
Great. Sorry, so 10 and 11 are open right now?
Yeah,
So-
10
sorry.
and 11. Do you have a preference? 10?
No, 10 works.
All right. Do you mind looking down a little there, Mike? Cool. 10's orange, yeah. Let's do it this way, actually. Okay, ready? Eyes on there.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
No problem.
No? So that was 10, correct?
That was 10,
Perfect.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
016 for the sample.
Yes, that's correct.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Jess and Mike, we have a viewer who's really interested in the work you do as ROV pilots and is interested in a career in them. Was wondering what you guys did to become ROV pilots here on EV Nautilus, and what you would recommend to somebody who is interested in being just like you.
You want to go first, Jess?
Sure. So I started out here as an ROV intern, actually, with pretty much no prior experience in ROVs prior to the internship out here.
Yep. Oh, you want to confirm that? All right, hold on a second, Jess.
Yeah, of course.
No, it's all gone wonky everywhere. Hold on. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
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 Yeah, because we're ahead of the ship that way towards
Yeah.
the wall.
And
Oh, you're fine.
there's an octopus. Zoom in there, video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started out here as an intern with engineering background. So out here, it's really good about training you up when you're out here and training you up on the job pretty much. And yeah, so this is, I guess, my 5th season out with the Nautilus. The first year, of course, being the internship that I was out here for. But yeah, so that's how I got out here. Mike has a different story, though.
Are we okay for a move?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good move at
Stick.
70, I think.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Bridge nav.
Okay, I'm gonna have to leave this guy. Full wide. Yeah, there are many different paths into kind of ROV work. Like Jess said, we bring people into the internship program. I'm a contractor. I work out here more than anywhere else the last 4 years, but I work with other science platforms as well. And I think outside of our fantastic internship program, I think there are some schools around now, marine institutes and stuff, that offer ROV programs, and they may be, that's kind of a new thing. So, I mean, I would judge that, you know, individually on their own merits. Mostly, if it's 2 weeks long, it's probably not a very good program. But the tried and true, real old school way to be a good ROV is to have a background in one of the dominant technical disciplines. So whatever you're interested in, if it's electronics or mechanical, or 2 big ones that we need. And as things go forward now, the ROV person's job is getting kind of mixed up with the AUV person's and ASV person's jobs. So electronics is always important. There's